And welcome into our women's basketball summer special coming at you from the Mullins Center here in Amherst. We've got a lot of new faces on campus for this program that has set historical heights in the world of women's basketball, and we are here to talk about them on this show. And we start with the man at the top, head coach Mike Leffler, in his first season leading this group. Coach, thanks for being here today. How you doing?
Jay, doing great. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Last we left you, it was you and pretty much just you trying to pull all this together. So give us an update as to how you've been able to bring this roster to fruition, and staff as well who are going to meet on this show.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to talking about all of them. Was so happy, proud with the additions of our staff and team. And when I got the job, had to rebuild the roster, and I just want to give a special shout out to Jess George and Sarah Shaw. They were so helpful in the process, whether it's the recruiting process for transfer students, with freshmen that we had signed, and then with our staff. And we just put our head down and went to work, and was really happy with the 10 newcomers that are joining us, 4 freshmen and 6 players out of the transfer portal. Really excited about their experience and their upside. And then our additional staff that we welcome. 3 fantastic assistant coaches with loads of experience on the court, off the court, recruiting. And then we also added a new director of basketball operations, Tatiana Vasquez, who's a UMass alum, just graduated from Eisenberg, and has been in the AAU scene a little bit, and really excited to welcome Tatiana as well on the staff.
You mentioned Jess George. She obviously played for this program, has been a part of the staff as well over the past couple of seasons, but it's not all new. You have 3 players that are returning from last year, so let's talk about them and what they might mean to help kind of keep this thing where it is.
Yeah, well, I was really excited with the way that Lily, Kristen, and Steph handled themselves in the spring, and they came in and we connected, and they got to work, and they were working on their games, and I think they'll be so important just bridging our new players and our freshmen to campus, really. They're the ones with the experience. They can point people in the right direction if they need support, where the dining halls are, where certain buildings are. Just the basics is right, and that's so important that we have that continuity. And I was really excited and just looking forward to see, their confidence build in themselves and in what we're doing. And I look forward to seeing how they perform this summer when we head to Croatia in mid-August.
We're going to talk with Kristen Williams on this show. We'll visit with Steph Kalasia in just a little bit, but you mentioned Lily Ferguson there. She's a sophomore. She played in just a handful of games last season. So some people might say, well, you didn't play in a ton of games. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of minutes to be had for your team that was a co-champion in the league. But there's other things, like you mentioned, that provide stability, experience, and leadership for someone like her.
Yeah, and I think the continuity will help. I think Lily and I always had a great relationship. I think she is really easy to connect with, and I expect our new assistant coaches to be able to connect with her. And our goal as coaches is to give our team confidence, give them confidence individually, give them confidence in each other. And I think, again, Kristen, Steph will hopefully talk about that, but that's something that was a priority for me with Lily. I want her to have a more expanded role on the court for us this year.
Coach, stay right there. We'll talk about some of the incoming freshmen when we come back here on the UMass Women's Basketball Summer Special Show.
What I'm most proud of the lottery is, the more revenue we generate, the more we give back to our communities.
Faxon Park is our memorial park dedicated to veterans. It's a source of pride in this town, and the lottery's helped us maintain that.
There's a great sense of pride being able to work out of this firehouse. That aid from the lottery is very important for us.
The ultimate winners are the 351 cities or towns.
The Mass State Lottery, 50 years of supporting communities.
50 years of winning.
When you almost die and come back, you can't look at the world the same way.
A lifetime of mysterious health issues led to the discovery of a tumor in Kalia's heart.
The tumor was on my wall over here, and it was going like this over my valve. So I wasn't getting proper oxygenated blood to my body for probably my whole life.
Every beat of her heart was putting her life in danger. Watch her inspiring story at baystatehealth.org/mystory.
You live once, life is short. That's a huge eye-opener.
Bay State Health, advancing care, enhancing lives.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the Rental Source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England, and the newest and most reliable inventory. Milton Rents is your local source.
Back here on our women's basketball summer special, 4 incoming freshmen for this program. We're back with head coach Mike Loeffler. And coach, where do you want to begin here? You've got 4 new faces from the freshman side coming in.
Yeah, and one of the best things about college basketball is the turnover every year, and just to be able to welcome 4 people that are super excited about what's next in their journey as basketball players, as student athletes. Dallas Pierce and Chineye Odenigbo were 2 players that had committed to us during the academic year, and unbelievably excited that their commitments held true, and I was in constant communication with them when I took over. Dallas, a scoring guard, and really excited to see what she can do in our offense. Great experience in high school as a state champion in Delaware, and from a state that we've had a lot of success recruiting. And then Chineye Odenigbo, from Massachusetts. When I got here now 6 years ago, one of my goals was to get a player from Massachusetts signed to UMass. It took some time. We did it. So excited about Chineye's upside. Just an athletic 6'3", 6'4" post player, has some great skill, and I look forward to her having opportunity to develop and get minutes and develop while she's getting minutes in our program. And then 2 other freshmen, Lily Taulale from New Zealand, has so much basketball history, tradition in her family. She's someone that my staff and I recruited hard, just probably 30 FaceTime and Zoom calls, while she and her family were in New Zealand, and she has a wealth of international experience at the post position. I think, just watching her and Chineye over the first week or 2 interact with each other, I think that's a really nice front court for the future. And then lastly, Avery Childers, who's going to be joining us from West Virginia. Avery is someone that I saw in the past when we were recruiting some other West Virginia players, and I've always kept in touch with her and offered her a preferred walk-on spot. Her father was a great Division II player in West Virginia. And again, I just think just another piece that's unbelievably excited about UMass, about what our program is doing, who we're going to become, and I couldn't be more thrilled to welcome all 4 to our program.
Spanning the globe, from Walpo all the way out to New Zealand, Coach. Really excited to see these 4 kind of play a part in your developing these young student athletes into players and people on and off the court.
Yeah, and that was the message during the recruiting process and in our first couple team meetings. Again, our goal is to help them become the best players they can be, and that's what the off season is for. But also the goal is, UMass is much larger than practicing and playing in Champs and Mullins and then going back to your dorm room. There's a lot of in-between life there, and we want all of our players to take advantage of the in-between life. Graduate with 50 friends, get to know other athletes not on the basketball team, get to know non-athletes, have a social life. I want these guys to experience the whole of UMass, and I think that will be my messaging. It will be our staff's messaging. And I think we can be really, really good and really, really successful doing all those things.
Coach, thanks so much. Good luck.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
All right, that is head coach Mike Loeffler. We were able to sit down earlier with one of the returning players, as we mentioned. Steph Kaleja makes her way back to campus. We're here with Steph Kaleja. And Steph, before we get into kind of what the summer's been like, you guys had a camp here full of youngsters. What was that experience like for you guys?
I'm used to it. Kristen, it's her 2nd year doing it. It's my 3rd year doing it. Personally, I like working with little kids, and I always ask to be with the younger kids. That's like kindergarten through 3rd grade. But it's different for every age group. With the little kids, you're just teaching them how to dribble a ball or teaching them how to shoot or just trying to get them to hit the basket a little bit. But for the older kids, you have to coach them more. But it's a good experience. We get to work with kids around the area, and we get to meet their parents at the end of the week, and usually we get the same kids coming every year. So I actually get to make like bonds with some of the kids because I always work with the little kids. So I started with a lot of the kids when they were in kindergarten 3 years ago, and now they're in third grade. So I mean, I've known them for a while, and it's good to see them at games. So
see them grow.
Yeah.
So you're one of the few players that returns from last year, but you've known, of course, Coach Loeffler since your first day on campus.
Yeah.
What did the news mean to you when he was named head coach of this program?
Yeah, I mean, when everything went down, my hope was that he was going to become head coach, and I'm really excited because he really cares about us as people. So, I mean, I'm excited for him to coach. I'm excited for him to become head coach and see how that transition is, but I'm most excited to have him because he cares about us as players and people.
Such a stacked rotation last year, hard to break into the starting rotation to get minutes, but you were able to do so throughout the course of the season. So what did that experience do for you in terms of building on that heading into this year?
Yeah, I mean, in the past couple of years, I feel like I really had to build on my confidence just because I started off like playing and not playing. And like you said, like it's very hard to break into that like starting five, and you have to work really, really hard, and you have to prove yourself. And I think just something that I had to work on personally was, even though I wasn't getting minutes, still working on my confidence and knowing that I am the player that I am.
You've got a lot of new faces around this program, and as we're talking, you've only been together for a little bit of time, but you know, what has the bonding experience been like so far for this team?
Yeah, so we've done a lot of bonding so far. Actually, tonight we're all going to see the Barbie movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No Oppenheimer, though.
No,
That's next week.
No,
right?
Yeah, maybe next week. There's half-price movie tickets on Tuesdays. So we're all going to see the Barbie movie tonight. We all hang out a lot. At nights, we'll just get together, hang out, play board games. We've played board games a lot. We hung out at the pool. One of our teammates lives in a community that have a pool, so we went out and hung out there this weekend. So, I mean, we haven't even been here for 2 weeks, and we've already done a lot of team bonding. We all get along very well.
Well, we're looking forward to your review on Barbie, all right?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do in your junior season. Thanks so much, Steph.
Thank you.
We know you're busier than ever before, caring for your children, your parents, or a loved one. And don't forget about yourself. You deserve a health plan that guides you along the way and helps you make the decisions that matter most. Health New England has options designed to meet the needs of everyone in your life. We'll be here for you every step of the way. Get a health plan that grows with you. Health New England, where you matter.
At Mass General Brigham Sports Medicine, you'll find sports medicine care driven by research and determination. Top specialists who understand your athletic dreams, goals, and the need to get back to them. Together, we'll write your comeback story. Start your comeback story today.
And we're back here at the Mullen Center getting excited for Massachusetts women's basketball, and you should be too. Season tickets are available at the moment. We return with one of the newer faces on the coaching staff, and Samara Marsh joins us here now. And Coach, before we talk about some of the transfers that are on this team, you yourself have been around the game of basketball for quite some time. Give us some insight as to your path to get here to Massachusetts.
I have, thank you. It's been 15 seasons for me before arriving here. Worked at a couple of Division I's up and down the East Coast, and now I'm settled in nicely here in Amherst, and I love it.
6 transfers that we're going to talk about here. You're going to cover 3 of them for us, and it can't be easy to try and get all these faces to gel. So what's the biggest challenge for you kind of stepping into this role?
I would say making sure you connect individually with each one. The most important part is that you can communicate well with them. They understand what we're expecting from them, setting standards and expectations, and then also pushing them to be confident, to be their best self talent-wise.
Tell us about the transfer from Drexel by way of George Washington, Tori Hyduke, and kind of what her background is to get to this point.
Tori's coming to us as a grad transfer. She is a shooter, phenomenal shooter. Working with her is going to be fun. She doesn't miss a lot, so that's always a bonus. But she's an extra and added ball handler for us too. Very much of a threat on the offensive end, and one that the fans, I believe, are going to look forward to seeing her play. She's intense, she's confident in herself, and she's smooth.
1 year at Denver, 6'1" Mackenzie Jones makes her way to your roster. Where does she fit in?
Athleticism. It's the key to having your post game be flawless. And I think for her, she brings shot blocking and rebounding, two ingredients that are vital to a championship run. And having her on the roster means that you have somebody in the paint that can go get the ball back and create extra possessions.
You talk about the experience that some of these transfers bring in. Alexia Rose is a senior guard. She's coming by way of Eastern Carolina University, but she's a New England native, so that has to be good for her to come home.
Yes, Connecticut, actually, more specifically. And for her, she's bringing championship background. She's fresh off of one in her at her previous school, and I think for her, she's got this hunger and this tenacity. She wants to win. She's competitive, and she's going to be nice to blend in with the rest of the talent on the roster. One that can score in bunches, and that's always fun to watch. So it'll be fun for the fans, and it'll be good for the coach and staff. Keep us from tearing our hair out.
Those are 3 of the 6 transfers. We'll cover the other 3 a little bit later on, but while we have you, where does your relationship with Coach Leffler begin, and how did this job open up for you?
Coach Leffler and I actually met during this interview process. So it's nice to be able to work with someone that you don't really know that well, because I think I can learn a lot from him. Yeah. I truly do believe that. Secondly, he has a championship background himself. And like me, we're both competitive in that way. And at the same time, we can both enjoy what we do, and along with the rest of the staff, and in leading the players.
Coach Marsh, thanks so much. Looking forward to getting to know you throughout the year.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we had visited earlier on with one of the returning players for this Minute Women program. Kristen Williams joins us now. We continue on our summer special with UMass guard Kristen Williams. Kristen, how you doing? Thanks for being here.
I'm good.
You are entering your 2nd season at UMass. You transferred in last year. A whole lot of change is happening. You've got 3 new coaches on staff to go along with head coach Leffler. How have you been able to get to know the new staff that has been brought in this year?
We did have a kids camp, like you said, with staff, so we got to know them a lot in that week. They were all with us, just floating around, having fun with us, joking around, just like asking us questions about home and just how summer was, so that was definitely a big deal for us. Like, we got to grow with them off the court, and then now we have individuals with them this week and then practice, so that was definitely a big help, just getting to know them on a different level.
How have you, or where and what areas are you kind of focused on entering this season in terms of improving your game and taking it to the next level?
I'm definitely more focused on pace and finishing with contact and just having a big season, obviously. It's really hard to follow, like Destiny and Sydney Taylor, so all of that, it's a lot. So I'm just trying to be the best player I can be and be a leader on and off the court, be more vocal, and just help everyone around me. Big shoes to fill. And I think one of the things that the fans obviously know is that they're familiar with those names that were kind of here for what felt like 5-6 seasons. So you and a small group of others carry over that co-championship from last season. Is there a lot of pressure? And what are you feeling? I don't think it's pressure. I think that Coach Leffler knows what he wants, and I mean, everybody wants to win. So I feel like we work hard, we get to it, we lock in, and everybody's all in. All of our team is ready to go. So I don't think it'll be a lot of pressure. I think it'll be really fun. What interests you outside of basketball? Outside of the beautiful beaches of San Diego, where you're from? I love to play spike ball. I'd say I surf, but I can't. I just can't. It's not for me. I don't like the ocean like that, but I play spike ball a lot. That's just
hanging out.
Just
you guys play spike ball?
We played spike ball the other day. Very competitive. If I didn't play basketball and spike ball came out before basketball, I would have played that.
Who's your peer in playing spike ball? Who's just as good as you on this team?
I don't want to say Steph. I don't want to
Steph
say
Kalasia.
Steph. I don't want to say Steph.
She can do it all.
Yeah, she's good. She's pretty good. Lily's good too.
Lil Ferguson,
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
she's one of the returners for you guys.
Yeah.
Lastly for you here, we talked about this throughout the show about Mike Leffler taking over and what he means to this program. Where did your relationship with him begin, and what were your thoughts and feelings when you saw him take the helm?
Our relationship started probably at Pensacola when I was a JUCO. He recruited me, so he FaceTimed me. We went through all of champs together, so he was a big part of my recruiting process. I loved when he got head coach position personally. Like Steph said, he really cares about us as people first and really just wants to get to know us and just make sure that we're okay every single day, and basketball comes second, and we love that.
Well said. Thanks so much. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Back with you one final time on our women's basketball summer special. We're talking about some of the new players and new coaches, and we'd like to introduce to you one of the newest members of the women's basketball staff, Coach Yolanda Cole. Coach, how you doing? Thanks for being here.
Great, thank you so much.
You've got some transfers we're going to talk about that are going to make an impact on the court this year.
Yes, I'm excited.
But first, give us a little background as to who you are and how you got to UMass.
Well, I'm from the great state of Michigan. I'm born and raised there. I went to the University of Michigan. I started my coaching career Division I in Connecticut at Central Connecticut State. I've coached in Florida at Florida Atlantic, Delaware, Dale State. And then I went up to Sacred Heart University, Hofstra University, and then now I'm here. And it's a great place to be.
The winding path of a coach.
Yes,
We're happy you're here.
I've lived in 6 states.
Well, let's keep you here for a little while, okay, in Massachusetts.
Sure.
And, hopefully when we see this team on the court, I know it's going to be different for a lot of the fans after what they've seen the last 5 years, but you've got someone coming in who's not shy or not stranger to the court, and that's Bree Bellamy from William & Mary.
Yes. She's amazing. I've seen her since high school. Just a tireless worker. She rebounds, she can shoot it. You can change up your schemes defensively because she's very mobile. Just a lot of energy. So I'm excited to see what she does here. I had a chance to coach against her the last 2 years in the CAA, so I'm excited to see her here.
And she's played in 100 career games, so that experience has to factor into what she brings to the court.
Yes, for sure.
You also have Germany Mapp from Hampton.
Yes.
And she was 2 years at Hampton, garnered more playing time last year, started 23 of the 26 games for Hampton. So give us a little insight as to who she might be on the court.
Again, I got a chance to see her in the CAA
You're locked into all these people.
Yes, the CAA. She's instant energy. She can shoot the ball. I think she can shoot it a lot better than people think. She shot about 33% last year, but she'll get more opportunities this year to shoot the ball as well. A lot of energy, a great kid. She's going to be a fan favorite, yes, for sure.
How do you, when you take someone and you see a transfer especially, I think people look at the numbers, right? And they say, oh, I can't shoot the three-point shot because it's under 33% or what may be. That obviously doesn't deter you guys as a coaching staff, but how do you get in there and try to give them confidence to get better in that way?
Right. So, sometimes it's a situation where you see the shot, it's a good shot, they just may need more reps. So that's what we're doing a lot of in our individual workouts. She had one this morning, shot the ball really well. I'm really excited for her.
Okay, last transfer we're going to talk about on the show comes from Boston College. Here in the Commonwealth, Allie Palmieri. She was a Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Connecticut. So that certainly comes with a lot of fanfare, doesn't it?
Yeah, and being at my previous institution, I was able to see her in high school. She started at Boston College, went to Seton Hall. I'm happy she's here now. I had a workout with her this morning, and I told her I'm just happy she's here. She's a baller. She is a baller. She wants to be in the gym rat. She works. She's really good. Yeah.
So you have a challenge now with this staff to bring all these pieces together
Yes.
in a short amount of time. And a trip to Croatia
Oh my gosh.
might help that.
That's going to be so good for us. Just like the players, we're also trying to find our chemistry as a staff. We had a little more time together before they came, but it's been amazing. Coach Leffler's put together a great staff, a great team. I'm excited for everyone this year. It's going to look different, but it's going to be what he wants. He wants us to play hard, play together, and just be really good people. So it's going to be a good time.
Coach Cole, thank you
Yes.
so much. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the court.
Thank you so much.
All right, that'll do it for our summer special from the Mullins Center. Don't forget, season ticket deposits are available now. We hope to see you at the Mullins Center when the season tips off. Keep updated on our social media channels for all that information. Until next time, thanks to all of our guests. My name's Jay Burnham saying so long from Amherst.